Hello everybody, it's Foo here, and I am a very happy man today because Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are out. We are playing them, it is fantastic. And I'm also restarting this Why You Should Use series with my buddy PokeMen. We're going to be looking at some of the new Pokemon and new forms that have come out in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And so that is really good. Say hi, John. Say hello.
Hello everybody, it's been too long, I'm excited to be here.
So yeah, for today we are going to be looking at the new Ultra Beast UB Assembly, now known as Stakataka, a really weird and wacky name. Really looking forward to going into this one, but what's going to be over on your channel, John?
On my channel, we're going to be looking at the Pokemon that was known as UB Burst, but is now Blacephalon. It is very, very cool. Sam absolutely loves it, and after this video, you should definitely come check it out.
Design. Stakataka definitely fits with that weird Ultra Beast vibe. It is a sentient watchtower made of multiple separate bricks that all kind of think and feel for themselves, which is really cool. It looks super heavy and is really bulky and also kind of goofy with those stilt legs, which I love. I'm all about the goofy Pokemon, so that's right up my street. Plus, I love the way that it just plops out of the sky from the wormhole. I think it is fantastic. Really like this. I think it's a super strong design, so that is so cool.
This design was very polarizing, but I was definitely on the side of people who really love this Pokemon, and I love its Pokedex entry as well. When Stonewall started moving and attacking, the Brute's true identity was this mysterious life form, which brings to mind an Ultra Beast. It is so cool just to think of a wall waking up and attacking someone, and it's not something I would have ever thought of. It's such a unique, creative Pokemon. Some people might think it's a little bit too silly, but me and Sam are definitely disagree. This is perfect. I love everything about it. We need more wall Pokemon.
Typing and stats. Stakataka is a rock steel type Pokemon, and unfortunately that's slightly disappointing. There was so much potential here. It could have been a unique rock ghost Pokemon, which we haven't seen yet, but we have seen plenty of rock steel types, and they also suffer from some pretty bad weaknesses. So it's got a quad weakness to ground types and fighting types, which is really less than ideal. You see those attacking types quite frequently, especially Earthquake with the ground type. And it's also weak to water types too, but those are its only weaknesses. So it does have a number of good resistances. Quad resisting normal and flying types is always really useful. And yeah, it's got some decent resistances there too. It's also going to be pretty decent offensively. It's alright offensive typing steel and rock, as long as it gets good coverage moves, which we'll go into in a minute. And I really do think it's going to be one of the best users of this typing. We've seen Aggron, for example, Probopass and Bastiodon, to name a few, but I think that this guy has the potential to stand out.
When you look at Stakataka's stats, you'll know right away that this thing is going to be very bulky. You're going to see a lot of defensive sets, either on the physical defensive side or on the specially defensive side. The one thing that I really just don't like here is the HP stat. 61 is not fantastic, and obviously 211 defense and 101 special defense are going to help that, and you're always going to want to invest in HP, but it would be really nice to see that thing be a little bit higher. One thing that is really high that I did not expect is his attack stat. 131 is fantastic, and I think most people are going to sleep on that stat. It's going to be really scary offensively, and I really truly love that. And maybe the stat that I love the most is its 13 speed. There's a lot of really slow Pokemon that kind of just sit at like the 30, 40, 50 speed tier, which is not that good. Because at that point, you still might want to invest to outspeed other things, and it won't be as great in Trick Room or with Gyro Ball. This thing is going to be fantastic with both of those things. It's definitely specialized for that actual thing, you know, just Gyro Ball, Trick Room, outslowing everything, and I really truly love that. Really cool Pokemon, really solid stats. I'm excited to look at the sets later on.
Ability. Obviously, being an Ultra Beast, Stakataka will get the Beast Boost ability, and this will always boost its defense unless some very specific circumstances. You can be very tricksy here. You have to manipulate a lot of things, but you can end up with an attack boost when it takes out a Pokemon, which will be great for more offensive sets. So how do you go about doing that? Well, first of all, you obviously have to maximize its attack as much as possible. So give it a plus attack nature and max EVs in attack. But that is not enough. Even if you don't invest EVs into defense, the defense will be higher than its base 131 attack with investment, which is a crazy thought to think about. So what you need to do first is give it a minus defense nature. So a nature with plus attack and minus defense is the lonely nature. You want a lonely Stakataka, poor little guy, no friends, but he's going to be powerful, and that's what matters. Next, what you need to do is actually even go into the IVs, because even with a minus defense nature and no investment in its defense is still higher than its attack stats. So you need to reduce its defense IVs to below 14. So what you end up with is an attack stat at level 100 of 387, which is very, very large. And even with a minus defense nature and only 14 IVs, no investment at all, you've got 386 defense, which is still huge. So it's not like he's going to be missing that defense at all. And it does mean that you've got more EVs to play around with elsewhere. So you can put them definitely in HP and definitely in max attack. And you can have a more offensive version of this Pokemon, which will get attack boosts instead of defense boosts, which is really neat. Moves.
When you look at Stakataka's moves, for better or worse, there's nothing really crazy here. It's just pretty much what you would expect. Stealth Rock is really, really important. I think that's going to be great on this Pokemon. Obviously, it's really bulky. It is a Rock and Steel type Pokemon. It'd be really weird for this Pokemon not to have rocks, but very great that it does. And also really great that it has Iron Head, Gyro Ball, and Stone Edge. Really solid stab moves. Gyro Ball is almost always going to be maxed out and going to be doing a ton of damage with that attack stat, and just obviously with as much power as it'll have. But Iron Head and Stone Edge will also be really, really solid in general. Hopefully you don't miss Stone Edge too much though. And Earthquake is going to go great with the other coverage it has. You know, Edgequake is just a great combination in general, and Superpower to kind of round out the coverage moves is really, really solid. You know, Superpower really helps you out with a bunch of different typings, and you never know when you're going to need it. Light Screen Reflect are going to be really solid for this Pokemon, as it is going to be really defensive, but you know, it does have some of those weaknesses. Maybe putting Reflect up will help you out with some of those, or maybe it'll just, you can bring this thing in, it's not really going to get damaged by too many other attacks. You can get Light Screen Reflect up for the rest of your team, and that could be really, really useful. Wide Guard will be fantastic in doubles, and especially with the Earthquake threat. An Ally Switch can be really cool. Sam was talking to me about that a little bit. Say you got Zapdos on the other side, you use Ally Switch, all of a sudden Zapdos is getting hit by the ground type move, not going to do anything, and then Mr. Stakataka, or Mrs., whatever you want your wall to be, will be hit by something like Ice Beam that's not going to do too much damage, or maybe a rock move, and that'll be really nice. So you can really have some fun with that. But the best thing about this set, or just this move pool in general, is Trick Room. It is the only Steel Rock Pokemon to get Trick Room. It has 13 speed. It's going to be able to outslow every single Pokemon it almost ever goes against, which is so amazing. Has a really great attack stat. And Trick Room sets with this Pokemon and just Trick Room teams are going to be very, very scary.
Set ideas. So for the set that I want to present to you, I thought, let's just go in hard straight away. We're going to have a really fun set to start with, and this is going to be the Trick Room set. So the item is going to be an offensive item. Life Orb will boost all of its attacks significantly, so that's a really great item to choose, although it does chip away at its own health. Alternatively, you can go for a Z item, probably Z, Rockinium Z, so that you can get powerful rock type moves off, because you're probably relying on Stone Edge, which is a little less accurate, and you can get a very powerful Z move there, which will always hit, so that's a really good option there. The ability is going to be Beast Boost, and we are going to go with that Trixie setup that will allow you to get attack boosts from your Beast Boost ability, because obviously on a Trick Room set you're wanting to be sweeping. If you can get attack boosts, that will really help. So we've got the Lonely Nature, weird EVs that I talked about, and even the IVs have to be weird. So you've got 14 defense IVs and then 0 speed IVs because you want to power up Gyro Ball. In terms of the moves, we're going to have Gyro Ball here. It should be very, very high power. On a Trick Room set, you'll be moving first. Gyro Ball being max power, that should be able to take out so many different Pokemon. We've got Stone Edge, a really good option because it hits very hard and pairs very well with the Rockinium Z. And that Continental Crush is a very good option for a Beast Boost Pokemon, because you can go for that Z move and then hopefully get your Beast Boost straight away. Just one very powerful move, and then you've got +1 attack for the rest of your moves for your sweep. So that's fantastic. And the final move is going to be Earthquake, a great coverage move. You can swap this out for Superpower if you want, if you're concerned about things like Tyranitar surviving an Earthquake, or maybe Ferrothorn or something like that. So Superpower might work better there. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very fun set because you can set up the Trick Room yourself. So I really want to try this guy out. I would love to see a big just tower, a building sweeping an entire team. I think that sounds way too fun, and I'm definitely going to be trying this one out.
Moving on to something that may be a little bit more standard with this Pokemon, we just have the regular max HP, max attack, or depending on the situation, max HP, max defense, max HP, max special defense. This guy is going to be able to get up Stealth Rocks very easily, and there's a variety of ways it can do it when it comes to EVs or even the items, you know. We actually have the Shuka Berry or the Choppa Berry as options, as you can, you know, lead in against something that has a ground type move, or something that has a fighting type move, still be able to get your rocks up, not worry about that, or just fire off an attack against that thing. It really depends on your EVs, and depends on the format, you know. If you play just the regular singles, if you play like the Draft League format, you know, Draft League can get a little bit more specific with the other team. Singles, you might want to be a little bit more general, and it's really gonna depend. So the main thing here is that you're gonna have Stealth Rocks, you're gonna have max HP, and then you're gonna have, you know, coverage moves. Iron Head, Rock Blast is actually gonna be really solid. You could put Stone Edge if you want, and then Earthquake. Obviously, like Sam said in the last set, Earthquake, maybe Superpower instead, but you do want to have the stabs, you do want to have Stealth Rocks, and I wish I could tell you what set is going to be best, but there's a lot of different variables here. Max Attack is going to be really solid, and it's going to allow this thing to be, you know, really offensive actually, and it will be offensive regardless. 131 attack, but teams are not going to want to have to switch into this guy. Even if they have to switch into something that you will fire off a fighting move against it or a ground move, you're going to hurt them on the switch, will be great. But if you are defensive, you could completely wall teams depending on if you're physically defensive or especially defensive. So depends on the team around it. This guy can do a few different things with its EVs and all that. Just with Stealth Rocks could be mixed as well. I'm really excited to see how it will be used, and I think both these sets will be very fun in battle.
So there you have it. This guy can be a wall, it can be a tank, it can be a sweeper. I think all that is fantastic. It can also excel in the singles format and the doubles format with those interesting support moves like Wide Guard and Ally Switch. Though it does have some weaknesses, which are a shame, and a lot of people will really try to just diminish this guy. I think that he does have a lot of potential. I really want to try him out, especially that Trick Room Sweeper set. I think it will really catch some people off guard. 131 attack is really nothing to be scoffed at, and people will overlook it, so definitely try it out. Please look forward to some more videos from us. John has uploaded all about Blacephalon. Very cool clown firework Pokemon. I, again, can't wait for that Pokemon either. I think that these two Ultra Beasts are the things I'm most excited about these games for. I really loved them when they were announced, and they're just goofy enough to tickle my interest. So go and check out that video on John's channel, because we go in depth and have some amazing sets for it over there as well. And we will be bringing out more of these. We don't have a schedule as of yet, but we will do it soon, as well as a potentially new series about revisiting old Pokemon and Pokemon that we may have already covered with their new toys and tricks from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been foofootoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.